Hi, in this video we will talk about fortune telling, which is another form of cognitive distortion or thinking error. Fortune telling is another jumping to conclusion thinking error. The first one is mind reading and the second one is fortune telling. What happens in fortune telling, you tell yourself that you know things will turn out badly without having any evidence for that assumption. Sometimes people think that they will fail at something even before trying it. For example, I know if I will ask this girl out on a date, then she will say no to me. Or if I ask this person to help me with my assignment, then she will say no. So we are fortune telling. We are telling how things will be without having any evidence of it. What happens when we are feeling sad, when we are down, then we keep thinking that things will never get better. Remember, when we are feeling depressed, we have low energy, low motivation, our thinking pattern is very negative, and then fortune telling is one of those thinking error also. We start thinking that I will not be able to enjoy any activity, so why should I wake up in the morning? Why should I try to exercise? Why should I try to meditate? I will not enjoy things. So we start to have this fortune telling thinking error, and what happens? Then we don't do anything and we keeps getting more and more depressed. When we are feeling stressed out, when we are feeling anxious, we feel that something bad is going to happen in the future, and that's what anxiety is. We keep on thinking about future, something bad is going to happen. Like, I worry if my kids will be able to come back home safe. Do I have any evidence? No, but we keep having fortune telling thinking error that, oh, my kids will not be safe, I don't know if they will be able to come back home safe. So a lot of anxiety cause this thinking error of fortune telling. Let's talk about another example. Let's say if I have sleep problems, and then I will tend to worry about this sleep problem, and at night I might start thinking I will not be able to sleep well, and tomorrow I will be so tired in the morning that my whole day will be ruined. Again, fortune telling. How would I know my next day will be? But what happens, how you think is the way you feel, and how you feel, it affects your physical activity, your day-to-day functioning. And that's what happens with this kind of thinking, that because I have thought that my next day will be like that, so I assume and I am sure my next day will not be good. And what happens, because I think the way things will be, the next day I will not be putting enough effort because I know my next day will be pretty bad. So fortune telling causes a lot of problems. It can cause us to feel more depressed, it can cause us to feel anxious, it can cause us to have problems with our social life or family life. Sometimes with fortune telling error, people are too optimistic, so it's more on the opposite side also. So it's not necessarily fortune telling means that I am fortune telling only on the negative aspect. Sometimes it can be on the positive aspect, like too much optimistic, and I assume a positive outcome. So not negative outcome this time, it's positive outcome without having any evidence. For example, let's say if I gamble, so I start thinking if I gamble today, I'm pretty much sure that I will get all my money that I have lost back. So how about I gamble this time, and I'm sure this time I will be able to make a lot of money because today is my lucky day. Or if I can drink one sip of alcohol today, I'll be fine. I know I will not have any problem. Though I have problems with alcohol, but I can drink a little bit alcohol. Again, this is fortune telling, too much of positive thinking without having any evidence. Though the evidence in the past has shown that when I have problems with alcohol, if I drink, I end up drinking more and more. So that's what fortune telling is. It can cause problems with our mood, it can cause problems with our stress, we can have more anxiety, more depression, we can have more sleep problems, and we can have problems at work, in our social life, and in our family life. So how to fix it? So let's talk about it. First, to fix anything, we have to first diagnose things. And that's what fortune telling or any other cognitive distortion or thinking error is. First, I have to catch myself. I have to first learn what fortune telling is. And then, if I am doing that fortune telling error, I have to first catch that. Either I can catch that, or I can ask my friends or significant others, hey, this is fortune telling, and if you see that I am doing that, please let me know. And I have to be open to that idea that my friends or significant other might tell me, hey buddy, you are doing some fortune telling, so I should be okay with that. Once I find that, once I catch that, don't get upset. I have to be in the moment. First, I will take some deep breathing. I will be in the moment. I will not judge myself. I will not get upset that why I am having that thinking error. Remember, a lot of time the way we think affect our mood, but also sometimes we don't have control on our thinking. So if we have this thinking pop up in our mind, don't get upset. Just be in the moment, and let's face it, and hopefully this thinking will pass on its own. And I just have to be in the moment. I have to take some deep breathing. I have to make sure I don't judge myself, I don't get upset. Also, be in the moment. Also see how my body is reacting. Sometimes I can be a little bit tense. Like when I feel tense, I have like muscle tension in my neck, in my back area. So see if that is affecting your body, if it is making you tense, because sometimes too much tension can also make people more upset, more anxious. So I have to be in the moment, do deep breathing, be mindful of how my body is reacting also. So if I feel tense, I have to make sure that I work on that muscle relaxation techniques to make my muscle less tense. Then I have to figure out that are there any unconscious reason why I am thinking in a particular way. Because a lot of time unconsciously there is a reason, an unconscious reason, and that's why we are feeling in a particular way. There can be a positive reason, can be a negative reason. So let's look into one example, and then we will think about are there any pros and cons of this kind of thinking. Let's say I think that, hey, I would like to apply for a promotion for my job, but I know if I'll apply for promotion, I will not get the promotion. So why should I apply? Again, fortune telling that I know what will happen if I will apply for a promotion. So are there any advantages of this thought? Yeah, there are. For example, if I will not apply, then I will not get rejected. So I will not have to face that rejection if I will not get the job. And I also don't have to work hard to apply because I know I will get rejected. So why apply if I know I will get rejected? I have to do some paperwork, I have to talk to people, and I might have to face rejection. So there is a positive of not applying. What are the disadvantages of these thoughts? Because if the positive of having a thought is more, then why I would like to get rid of this thought? So let's see, are there any disadvantages of these thoughts? If I will not apply, I will be in the same job. I will not be progressing in my career. Another person might get the job that I deserve. The other person might be less competent than me. And once I'll find out that the other person is less competent than me, then I will get upset once I see another person getting the job. If I will not get the job, I might get a little bit frustrated, and it can affect my social life, my personal life also. So once you list the advantages and disadvantages, and there might be many advantages, many disadvantages, so write it down, and then you can think which aspect you feel is more stronger. If you feel the disadvantages are more stronger, then your mind and you will be more willing to work on this thinking error Because if you feel, oh, I'm having more advantages of this thinking error, why I would like to get rid of this thinking error? So hopefully when you do this pros and cons and advantages and disadvantages of these thoughts, then hopefully there are more disadvantages, so that's why you would like to get rid of these thoughts. What else can we do of this fortune telling error? I can do some evidence check. For example, let's take another example. I am never going to get better as I feel hopeless all the time. I'm so depressed. Whatever I do, I will never get out of this depression. Again, fortune telling. So then what I will do, I will try to have some evidence of it. Evidence for it, evidence against it. Like, have I gone through difficult times in the past? If I did, how did I do? Was I able to take care of the difficult time? Or was I able to succeed? And have I ever gone through losses in my life? If I have, how did I manage these losses? Like, anyone close to me left me? Did I have any medical problems in the past? So any kind of problems that I have faced, was I able to handle those? And then once I think about it, once I write it down, then what will happen? Then I can see that there are most likely more evidence that I have taken care of things better in my previous time. And if I have been able to take care of difficult times in the past, then the chances are very high that I can handle this stress, this depression. I can fight this depression this time also. Another way to look at fortune telling is we need to take risks. You might be worried about taking risks like asking someone out, asking a question in the class, asking for promotion. But remember, if you will not take chances, then you will miss out on a lot of great opportunities in life. And remember, failing at something means that you have learned something and that you will grow in your life. Failing does not mean that you are not a good person or you are a failure. Every time when we fail, we are learning something. It's just how you see the situation. That's what matters here. Another way to look at it, that you might had a bad experience in the past, and the current situation that you are facing might be similar to it. And that might be the reason unconsciously your mind is thinking about what happened in the past. It might happen again. But again, this is fortune telling. We don't know. We cannot control what happened in our past, but we can control somewhat what's going on in the present moment. And remember, even if our mind is telling us what happened in the past can happen in the present, but remember, everything is different. So be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to fail, because if you will not fail, you will not succeed in the future. So I hope in this video I was able to clarify what fortune telling is and how we can fix this problem, or how we can tackle this problem in a way that we can enjoy our life and we can have a life that we can take calculated risks in our life. Thanks for watching.